Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. My apologies go out to the name change. Oh, that's an issue we're working on, so it will go back. So thank you so much for noticing and letting us know. As you can see, still working on recovering, but I apologize. I looked on my calendar last week and I did not see it on my calendar. I had a fever of like 103. I was so sick last week. So my apologies for not being here to craft with you. But I have had and am working on getting over influenza A, which is no joke. So, and I had my flu shot. So just to let you know. So I am working on this. Oh, Kelly, I'm just going to read that first line. I'm just going to read that first line and let it warm my heart. So I have my blanket on because I'm still kind of chilly. The furs are here and we have some crafty stuff. So I say we get to crafting. I couldn't find some of my ink pads. I was running around trying to find them and I couldn't. So we're just going to use the big ones, and call it good. But I think I just realized where they are, which is with my markers, which is what I'm going to use today. So, silly girl, you guys know me. I'm always a little bit of a silly girl as well. I really wanted to use this today, you guys. We're going to look at the keyhole system and using like artist markers, which is where the inks I was just digging for. They're with my artist markers. I still haven't finished coloring this in. I promise I will. This was from one of actually, I think the last live I did with you guys. I will color it in. I promise. I've just been so tired. So just trying to keep up with everyday life and keep going with that. So, but I will work on this as well. And then here I have my markers and my inks together. I was looking everywhere for them and couldn't find them. And then as I was telling you guys, I'm like, I think they're with the markers. So there's my bucket of fun we're going to use today. I'm going to put this someplace safe because I do intend to color it. Okay, so I think this is sold out, so I'm not going to use this. But I think lots of great ways that you can use this and add some ink and add some beautiful markers and I'm trying to get good light without blinding it out here. So lots of ways you can incorporate your inks and your markers to have a really, really beautiful project. So let's work with, tough decisions. Toughy. I think I do love my Coreopsis. So I think let's do the Coreopsis. I'm going to do them. I think that maybe we'll combine and get my orangey tealy color that I really, really love. So let's see here. All right. Just trying to see if that helps any. All right. So we can adjust that as we go. So our first step is going to be to cut the dies, right? Because we need dies. So I'm just going to use regular cardstock and we'll do some ink blending and we will do some marker. So keyhole, great question. And Yolder is us So that is going to get fixed. Somebody asked about the name. So that is going to get fixed. But that is Altenew. We have not been hacked. Thank you for the folks that have brought that to our attention. We appreciate that. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll probably need 2 pieces of cardstock. So the keyhole system. So we have it, as you see, in our craft a flower, and our creative cuts also has this keyhole system designation. So what that means, and I'll show it to you on 2 different ones. This is kind of different because creative cuts isn't like like our craft a flower each month that we have. So the keyhole system means that there is a shape, not always a keyhole. It used to be a keyhole. This one, I think, looks like a snowman. Jennifer McGuire named it the snowman, and it has stuck with me ever since. So that's the only one that's in there in this set, in this particular set, is the snowman. The rest of the pieces are super easy peasy to layer together to create your pot there. But for the flower, it shows you using these pieces. And we'll use the keyhole system today. And I'll make sure to show it to you in the set we're going to be using now. But let's get our dies put on here. And let us, I was going to use my big one, but we'll use the little one. The little one likes to come out and have a play too. So on here, you see an actual key. So this was one of the first shapes we have. So what this does, sorry, excuse me. What this does is you'll see the shape and then you see a number. So you layer shape 2 on shape 1, shape 3 on shape 2, and you build your flower. So there's no more looking at this saying, oh goodness, where does this piece go? Where does that piece go? They're all kind of numbered for us, which is fantastic. Now, as you saw in the other one, they don't always all have numbers. But I feel like the more complicated sections of dies have numbers, which is fantastic. All right, we're going to get out some of the satin masking tape. Okay, and then this is my favorite part. It's playing a game of Tetris. Folks, I'm giving out my age here. It's playing a game of Tetris to see where we can fit dies, because I like to conserve my paper. So I'm going to try to conserve and get as many dies on one sheet as possible. The new stencil art will be released on the 13th, I believe. If you're interested in the subscription, though, double check the product listing, because I believe that it will start with April. So just double check if you're going to make up. But I believe it is the 13th. That will be when the release is, my friends. Okay, making sure I'm not overlapping any of the dies. That tree is fantastic. I'll show you guys in just a second what they're talking about, just to get you guys pretty excited about it. So here's the tree. This is the stencil art, my friends. So very cool. Hello, Karen. Welcome. Yes, Karen sent me some Gatorade, which was very, very sweet. I've been drinking it because while I've been sick, I don't know about you guys, but when I'm sick, I don't want to eat. I don't want to drink. I know you're supposed to, but what is supposed to? LOL. You guys know me. Fly by the seat of my pants. Rules. Rules, schmools. Especially in crafting. A rule in crafting? No. Look at this. We did pretty good, guys. We did pretty good fitting all these little bits and bobs on here. And I'm not putting them down too tight. And then we'll go to our, oh, I love the chestnut one too. The chestnut one is fantastic as well. That's an older, and that's a keyhole too, my friends. It's an older one. It came out in April of 2024. And absolutely beautiful set. I think Tracy, I know, Karen, I know. I think Tracy did the chestnut tree through the seasons or something. I can't remember. You guys all create such beautiful cards that I lose track of who creates what sometimes. All right, so I'm going to move our bucket because we're going to use it, but just not at the hot second. Then I'm going to move this. You don't want to fold it though because the tape is in there and it will stick together, okay? And then we're going to put this onto our little sheet, our mat. Oh, and I just realized, okay, it's not going to cut everybody because, nope, it's not going to cut those guys. All right, so there, we're going to, new plan. I forgot that, you know, I can cut my paper any size I want to. It doesn't mean it's going to fit the die cut machine. All right, and I might be able to wiggle this fella. Okay, and we're going to pull the tape back on itself because I did not put it on my hand or anything first. So I'm going to try my best. Let's see. Okay, if it cuts off the end, that's okay. I could tuck it under a flower like that. But we got this one over here. Okay, here we go. I always forget about that. Do you guys forget about that too? That, you know, you're just because you cut your paper a certain size doesn't mean that's the size of your die cutting machine surface. I do have the big plates. No, the Keisha, the stencil art, she's interested in the strong oak, not May. It's the one that is coming out this month. They're all interested in the strong oak. Hold on, and I can show it. So hopefully that'll help you. I think it's the 13th, Keisha. It is bi-monthly. Yeah, I got all excited thinking that meant it was twice a month. And then my dear friend Lisa's like, no, that means every 2 months. And I'm like, oh, man. I was so excited, though. I was so excited. So here, give you a sneak peek. Well, it's not really a sneak peek because a lot of you have it and you've seen it on the site. So it's not really a sneak peek unless you haven't seen it. And then it's a sneak peek. Yay! So there's the stencil that, again, will create this. So this comes out this month. This is March 2025. Okay. It even gives you the grass and a mask for the tree. Okay. And then it has the die. This is an add-on that you can purchase. And then it has sentiments with a shadow. And then the die to cut the tree. It's ginormous. It's huge. So yeah, that's the one she was referring to. So I believe it is March 13th. Yeah, Carrie, I could carry it. I could use that in my Empress too, because I have the big plates, but I have my shimmer pastes in front of my where they're stored right now. And I was like, do I want to move them? And it was a resounding no. So I'm like, it was like, no, I really don't. So yeah, I was just like, hey, we'll make it work, right? We're crafters. That's what we do. Okay, then a couple pieces came out. All right, here we go. Running them through. I like, maybe that's what they should have named it, Sue. The Big Tree. It sounds so imposing. I love it. The Big Tree. Okay, and if we need more leaves, we can cut more leaves. But we'll start with these first. Okay. Okie dokie. Hokey pokey. Totally smoky. I don't know. Running out of rhymes. All right. And my trash can keeps falling over. And you know how you guys have like crafty gnomes? I have, I don't even know what you call him. He just likes to come in and terrorize all my stuff. That would be the lovely Patrick Casey, who's sleeping like a baby right now. So I probably shouldn't mention any names because he's asleep and he's quiet. Like you never wake a baby. The baby. Okay. So I've just tried to peel the tape off here. There we go. All right, we got that. So I'm putting these back. So this way I can at least close this and it won't stick together because my other ones are on my sheet over here. Then next step is to grab, what are we grabbing? What's in there? You guys know what's in there, right? You guys know what is in there. Anybody know what's in the bag? It's in the bag. All right, here we go. It's out of the bag. It is the fabulous sticky mat. So because I have my green bits and bobs, I'm going to start with those first. Then we'll clean and do all that. Okay. So sadly, you guys, we only may make one card today. I hope that's okay with you all. You know, I'm usually a 2-card or more kind of gal. Oh, Jill, I'm so glad you made it. You guys know I'm usually a 2-card kind of gal, but I'm still a little under the weather. So today, 1 card feels like a huge accomplishment. All right, so these are my green bits and bobs. And then I want to make sure a couple pieces fell off here. All right, so we just want to put them on the sheet. Move my charging cable there for my computer. Okay. Oh my gosh, I looked up and I thought it said 80 people were here, and I'm like, holy Toledo! 50 still. I'm so excited. I'm crafting with 50 of my friends at one time. How cool is that? And you're all fitting in to my craft space. That's even more impressive. I showed my Saturday group how horrific my desk was. Somebody, was it Carrie? Was it Carrie Ann? Carrie Ann had like a tote or something, and she's like, "Oh, my office is Bessie," and I'm like, "Oh, honey, you haven't seen Bessie," and I showed her. I revealed my truth to my friends. Okay, so we're gonna grab. So I got my Sunkissed Delights one, which I'm gonna use. Plushberry Bliss. Okay, we got 2 of those for some reason. We'll take the one we've used. And I was just looking for my Jade Dreams. Here it is. Okay. Because I think I'm going to use my bigger ones today. We might use the smaller ones, but we're going to start with the Jade Dreams. So we'll grab our Jade Dreams inks if you're crafting along with me. Yes, carry it. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, hopefully this will make you feel better. It's a rough situation we got going on here. All right. And so JC taught me the trick of when you're using the large blending tool, right? You can pick it up and do it this way. But when I have this sticky mat, I do the laziness where I'm going to go like this because it holds my cube. So I don't have to do that anymore. Okay. And then I'm going to start in the middle and then blend out, right? Because the reason for that is because most of my ink concentration will start in the middle and go out. Now, this is my lightest color, so I'm not really going to worry too much. Okay. All right. There, get that. Whoop. I'm bending things. It's okay. It's all good. All right. Oh, I apologize for the sniffling, for the coughing, for all of it. Let me just apologize in advance. Okay, and then we've got the Misty Sage, and then I'm going to come in with my good friends, right? I'm just going to take off any extra ink. You don't need to clean these. You just need a piece of paper or a towel and wipe off that excess ink, and I'm ready to go. So I'm just going to blend again through the center. Okay. I love these. These are these micro blending brushes. I didn't know they were coming out, and I think I was talking to Arab when I heard about it. And oh my gosh, if she could have taken a picture of my surprise face. Oh, this was almost like as surprised as I was for my only surprise birthday party I've had, which was my 40th. My husband, who was just my boyfriend at the time, did a very good job at being a sneaky Pete and getting me there. I had no idea because I had told my mom, she's like, what do you want for your 40th? You know, it's a big birthday. And I was like, I want a surprise party. So I said, I don't want to know when it's coming. I don't want to know anything about it, but I've always wanted a surprise party. Nobody's ever thrown me a surprise party. So that's what I want. So they pulled it off. They did so good. Oh, yes. Love the larges, especially if you want to put like a light concentration of color. They're really great for that. So you may be looking going, oh gosh, why is she these delicate pieces? What is she doing with that large brush, right? Like a little terrifying, but it gives you a nice light tone on there, right? And that's the good thing, is that I always say you need the darkness to see the light, right? So that's why I like to add darker colors, because it pops those lighter areas that you have. So now this, because this is just a little stem, you could do a couple things. Well, we could do it with this one. This is Mossy Meadow. If you're watching later and wanting to do this, you can just run it along the edge, right? Just so you get that extra darker color. So you could do that. Or you can also, I've found, because sometimes you get stains, like I got a little ink pad thing there. You could also come in and go on the side with your little brush too, to add that, because it's so small, right? Like I just want a little. But if I have it laying down, I feel like I get too much. So I like to just kind of get the edge. So like that. All right. Now, instead of going to our darkest color, this is where we're going to bring in our markers. Okay. So because we've already used pistachio, we've already used Misty Sage, but I'm going to start at Misty Sage because we don't want to start too dark right out of the gate, right? Okay, yeah, we definitely, hopefully we'll get one card made today, because we're going to add detail to the petals as well. But it's more important, I feel like, that you learn this technique than worry about, finished card. And you can see this cut wrong, right? That's not right. But it's going to go into our flower. Nobody's going to know. So we're just going to come in, and I'm just going to follow the line that's put there for me. Okay. And I'm just going to go out, and I'm just flicking in that direction. Okay. I'm going to cover the base. And then I'm going to go up, and I'm going to bring some down on my petal. Okay. And then I'm going to meet it in the middle. And then I think I want some up here. So I'm just kind of flicking on that color. Okay. Sorry, I usually sit when I color, so I'm not getting as good of a flicking as I would like here. That's okay. And then I'm going to go here, and then here. I just want to get it on kind of some on the outside. I just want to add some detail to it, right? Because look at the difference. I like this. That's cute, Deb. I like the difference because look, it's got a little more interest. Okay. So it was good to start with Misty Sage. We were all good, right? And you don't even have to go if you're like, oh goodness, that's too much. Okay. You can just go like this. Okay. You don't have to make lines. You don't have to bring them together. You can just start flicking on some color, right? It's just about getting some extra color, some extra interest on there, right? You don't want to watch a movie with one character that's there for 4 hours or 2 hours. Imagine how boring Titanic would have been if it was just Leonardo DiCaprio swimming in the ocean. It wouldn't have been that exciting. All right. And then, so we're going to go up. So again, we're just going to bring a little less, right? Because usually when we bring the darker markers, we bring a little bit less. And you may be going, whoa, girlfriend, that's not less. But we all have different values of less. And I'm going to color the stem. And I'm doing that with Mossy Meadow. So it's not my darkest one. Okay. And then I'm going to bring that. And then bring that. And then I like to rotate my mat. I don't move my stuff. I move my mat. I usually do this in the chair with my stamp wheel because I could just rotate the stamp wheel around. And this one I am going to go in with green opal. Okay, but again, it's my darker color. So I'm just going to go and just add, okay, maybe we'll color the stem that color, or we'll add some to it. So we're just going to add some of that green opal. Okay. Just a little bit of interest there. And you can start making like little V's, little patterns. You could follow the embossed bit in the center. It's really what you're feeling in that moment. What feels good to you, I say go for it. Okay, and then do that one. And then this one. This is more like what I would traditionally do. Okay. This is less, depending on the flower, but I'm not happy with how this one came out, so I probably won't use it. And then this one, I want to just look and see how I'm going to use it so I know how I want to color it. So I'm just going to probably take my Misty Sage and I'm just going to kind of add some interest to the leaves a little bit because we're going to put the bud in there. So, and you could add, the bud's going to cover this area that I'm kind of coloring in. Okay, and you could add some down the side. So instead of inking, you could add that as well. Hello, Charlene. I get to see Charlene soon. Very excited. I saw Charlene at Create last year. That's the first time I met her. Like I had talked to her before, but first time I really met her. And I told her, it feels like it's been 20 years since I saw her. It's less than a year, but we had so much fun. So I'm looking forward to some laughs and a good squidge, as Lydia would say. Okay, so we have this. So you can see, look at the difference. By just taking that few extra minutes, look at the difference in the leaves, right? Huge difference, huge. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up my sticky mat for the moment because I want to get to the flowers so I can show you guys some tricks on the flowers too. Now, I know this looks a little rough, but we can always come back to it. But remember, we're going to put a bud in there as well. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to clean this. Just going to clean it. Oh, I'm going to start singing Twilight songs if you say a billion years, Charlene. Because we're going to Seattle. My son is so jealous. He loves Seattle. He's like, if we didn't live in Maine, we would live in Seattle. He's like telling me all these places to go. And he's like, how long are you going for? Because, okay, I'll get a list together. And he's so excited. So it's fun that my son's living vicariously through me. Usually I live vicariously through him. It's so exciting to switch it around. Okay, so we have two shapes on here. Remember I showed you the keyhole dies. So we're going to remove all of our keyhole flower pieces, and I'm going to put those in order just up on the top. And if the keyhole piece falls out, that's okay. You don't need it now. So you're all set. That's just how we're going to align this. And I will give you guys a sneaker peeker as well to something that's coming out. Actually, I think it's out today, the new podcast. And they talk about, it's with myself and Tasneem and Mariam. And very exciting. We talk about the keyhole. We talk about the stamp wheel. So make sure you head on over and listen to that to hear some really, really cool stories about how some of your favorite Altenew tools were invented. Okay, and I think this piece is also green. So kind of a fail on my part there, but I didn't have my guide. Nope, it's not green. Good, it's yellow. It's going to be orange on our card, but that's okay. All right, so we are going to get our Sun-Kissed Delights. And for this, I have an orangey color. So again, all I'm going to do, right, I'm just taking these brushes. I just have them on my desk. I'm just rubbing this off just to get off that excess kind of darker orange. Then I'm going to come on. Yes, that was the one next to the Space Needle, I think. Everybody has recommended I go there. I also, I know others that have gone, and I asked them, and so it was good. I've gotten a lot of great recommendations. So, okay, so we're gonna come in. We're gonna blend. All right, and you can. So same thing, right? You can come in and you can blend. See, because you're getting a lighter tone in some areas. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go backwards on these flowers, meaning this one, I'm gonna go with the Sun-Kissed Delights. And then there's the arrow flower down here. Okay. And that one, I'm going to go with the Blushberry Bliss. I thought that's where you went. Yes. I was like, oh, I did see pictures of that. Yep. I want to go there. I've got a list. So I'm very excited. And I mean, in the end, like I'm excited to see everything there. But honestly, I'm just super excited to see Charlie too, because it's all about people. You know, it's all about the people in your lives and friends and visiting and memories that we'll make. Woo, that went on dark. Okay, see, even though it's from this family, this is not strawberry. This came on kind of dark, but that's okay. That's all right. The ink ran out and it got lighter as I went. That's all right. No worries. It's okay. Now, normally I would mix and match these and create some beautifully corally gorgeousness, but we're going to use the markers. So I don't want to do that on this one. So, because I was originally going to, I was like, oh wait, we got to do the markers. All right. So I'm blending on Dusty Pink now. Okay. Just getting it in the center. And you can get fancy schmancy and you can blend each petal. These are your flowers. You can blend them in any color you want. You can do anything you want to do because these are your flowers. I think actually I'm going to do that topper in the blush rose. I'm still obsessed with these colors. I do not get me wrong. The Bubblegum Dreams and the Whispering Woodlands are, that came over. That was another one. If somebody could have seen my jaw when that was announced, I was super excited. And again, usually the darker one, you kind of confine to a smaller area. I don't necessarily follow that rule, but that's okay. That's why we all make beautiful different projects. That's the exciting part. Okay, so now we're going to take I'm going to start with Dusty Pink. That's the second marker. Okay, so this one, what we're going to do is we're going to follow kind of the embossed lines. Okay, on this one, I'm just going to listen to the graphic designer. So if you're like, oh, you know, that's a great idea with the markers, but I'm just not, I just am learning how to put them together, the flowers. I don't think I could do that. Yes, you can. You could do this. It's so easy. We're just following what the designer told us to do. Okay. So we're just following directions. Imagine that on a crafty adventure, we're following directions. Okay. Here we go. And you could also, like, as you know, like my flowers, when I color my flowers, I like to come in for both directions. I like to flick. And of course, you could take the time to do that. I just want to try to get in some tips and tricks if you've never tried this before. Okay, so we're going to go this way. And so this is one way you could do it, right? You could go through and you can add the color to the outlined spots there. That's what the designer told us to do, okay? So, but what you can do, again, like with the leaves, you can come in and you can add, right? Add some extra color. You could add color from up here. And you could follow that down, right, with your darker color. So you're now creating kind of some spaces. I'm just going to follow the edge of this one and then just flick up. And you don't have to worry about the center because that's going to be covered. That's where we're layering these. Okay. And then here, again, I'm going to follow this edge with my dark marker. And then I'm going to come up to this other one and add some down at the bottom, just so it doesn't look weird. And then this one's coming from the top. So we're going to add one from the top as well. Okay. I love doing this. I think this really expands not only your craft a flower, but, or whatever, keyhole system you're using, but it also expands your markers. It gives you practice with markers. Okay. Just making sure I'm on camera. And then here, this one. It's going to go on the edge on this one. Okay. I keep sticking to the to the back. I don't normally, my clothes don't normally stick, but I am not usually wearing a blanket when I craft with you guys. All right, that may be a piece I need. I don't know. So I'm just going through and kind of following. Okay. And then if I think something would look nice, I'm going to create a spot there. And down here. Okay, like that. And put that down. And then I'm going to create a little kind of V here. Bring that down. And then these. And then go up in this kind of center of it. All right, and then right on the edge there. Okay, then you can come in, of course, with your, yes, absolutely. I think just, and this is the thing, right? Just practice. And the keyhole area is going to be covered up. So you could start in there if you want to, right? And so I will admit, when people talk about alcohol on the sticky mat, I panic. Like my body starts going into fits and I almost go into shock. But I do spot clean. If I get just a scotch of alcohol marker, I will take the tiniest bit and just take off that mark. But it doesn't matter because you know what? We buy these products to use. So I know it's hard when it first comes out. JC and I talked about that last year at Create. We both had the 9x12 sticky mat, but we didn't have a backup yet. So we didn't want to use it because we were scared that we would get it dirty. And I'm like, oh, good. There's more people like me. I'm like, I felt so bizarre doing that. All right. So I'm kind of hopping here and there. I hope that's okay. But I'm just kind of following the marks. And then you can also, so say you're doing this along with me, you're following along, and you're like, oh, this looks good, but I wish I had the lighter color here or there. You can do that. You can go back in. You can do it with ink. You can do it with marker, because remember, we didn't use those lighter markers. So you can always do that. But this just gives you a unique look. It builds dimension. And I will tell you, we do have a class coming that will work with just this technique right here. I believe, look out for it first week in May. The name is not confirmed yet, so I won't tell you the name. But it's going to be an amazing class that works on adding beautiful details to your flowers. So keep your eyes out for that. And then this one too, I can come in just on this little piece and I can just kind of add, a little bit of darkness down the center of that. All right. So see, we've got our flowers. Look at the difference between, let me get my tweezers so I don't rip it off the thing there. Look at the difference between the two petals. So see the dimension that we're getting in there? Oh, we might not even get a card made. Okay, let's get at least a flower made. So this one, you would do the same thing. So let's get our one flower put together, because I want to show you the keyhole system. And there are videos for any layering products we have. We have a product video for it. So here's the first one, piece 1. Okay. And you can see hopefully on there, this one's kind of covered with a marker, but trying to see if my camera will focus. Right there, there's a number 2 and then the keyhole. So I know that I put that on the back. And yes, it is. And the thing is, you don't have to follow this, right? You don't have to. But I want you to listen to the podcast. You will find out. It's a very cool story how the keyhole design came about. It's very, very cool. Tazim tells it. So very cool. So very, very cool. So just check that out so you guys can hear the rest of the story because it's really cool. But yeah, you can flip these around. You don't have to follow the layering guide. You don't have to do that, but you get a cool look with it that way. All right, so let's grab our pieces. So I'm going to come back over. So I know I need this piece here, right? I'm trying not to take out all the pieces because I don't need all the pieces. So I'm trying just to take out pieces that I need, which is the perfect time for the picker tool. Okay, let me just get the right piece there. There we go. Okay, so I've got my arrow piece, and then I'm going to come over here, and I want my arrow piece there. Okay, and I probably will put these on this little scrap of paper because I don't want to color these on my mat. And then we need the kind of bigger circle. Yeah, we need this one here. So let me find, woohoo! That's one way to do it. All right, I'm trying to do it without knocking everything out so that I can finish these flowers later. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this little piece of cardstock. Okay, and this is where I'm just going to use my markers. I'm not going to worry about my inks at the time. So this is supposed to be mahogany bark. Okay, but we used pink. So what we're going to do is we're going to do amber blaze. And let's see. Okay, here we go. So we're going to do, just looking at all the pieces. So that one's lighter. So we will do, this is really technically red. So we're going to do this one in amber blaze. Okay. And then we will do, I think we should have done it the other way, but that's okay. It's all right. It doesn't matter. If you don't like your color combination, that's the great thing. You just cut more paper and go again. And I just fixed my nail, so I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to hold this with my tweezers. I don't get it on my hands. Okay, just looking at the comments. It really does. Oh, the podcast. Keisha, could you put a link to the podcast? It's on the Altenew website. But if Keisha could pop a link to that there. And then this one, I'm going to color with golden honeycomb because it's a little bit lighter. And, ooh, yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. And then as you guys know me, I would go wild with the foam tape, but I want to I want to finish I'm going to do the bud and that. So, and thank you for bearing with me, guys. I know I've been sick a lot lately and I apologize, but crafting with you is the highlight of my day. I wish I could do it every day. I love it so much. Okay. That stuck to the sticky mat. My flower was really stuck there. Okay, I'm going to move my sticky mat now. We'll move it over by the drawer. Okay, so we got our flower. And we can put a piece of white cardstock so you can see the flower and the arrow. Okay. It is the details. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. And then I've got tape runners all over the place. I highly recommend liquid glue, but my glue is buried somewhere on my desk. I can feel it. Okay. So then we will come in with this piece here. So just following the layering guide, and we're just using that arrow to line the pieces up. And you start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It doesn't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 2 goes on top of the 1. So that was something I had to learn in the beginning, and I kept messing up because you think 1, 2, 3, and no, it's I feel like I'm teaching a jazz class. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then this is our final piece. This just goes with the outline here. Okay, so we're going to do that. Just get that on the outline. There we go. And that is our flower there. And then we colored our bud. And we have like one good leaf because the other one I messed up. But we could fancy schmancy that one up there. Okay, and we had the leaf and the cluster thingy over here. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys like it. And we could do this again. We could definitely do this kind of focused thing again, where we come back with artist markers and another keyhole design. And maybe it's not a flower next time. Maybe next time we'll have something different we could do. All right, I can't control myself. I have 13 minutes. So you guys know what's happening. We have to do it, right? I think it's legal. I think it's a legal requirement that in Bridget Casey's live, we have to have foam tape, or is it really alive? Thank you, Keisha, very much. Okay. Oh, Keisha's saving the day today. All right. Here we go. Ooh, goodness. Tried to peel that up. A bird! It's a bird! It's a plane! Okay. Oh, look how cute! Look how cute. Okay. So, we could have our one little flower bud. Our sad. Wah, 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 wah. But what we could do, everybody close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. What we could do is to create a cluster. Okay, let's cut this down into a card. Okay, 4 1/4. And let me just look really, really fast in my bucket of wonder and see if I have something we could. Here we go. Yeah, that'll work. This will work. Must use the foam tape. Absolutely. Okay, so we're gonna throw this on here, and I could use the sugar paste, but I don't have any wipes in here, so I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to do is, since we used mostly the peaks, I'm going to come in and I'm going to, and I'm not doing this in any way, shape, or form, okay? Oh, it didn't really show up. Okay, so let's take golden honeycomb. I thought I had enough left on there that it would do a little something, something. All right, I'm just going to go really light, though, because I don't want a really dark color. And if it's messed up, meaning if I moved, I'm okay with it. Okay, so let's see. That's better. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I bet you guys know exactly where I'm going with this. Haha. All right, so that's off kilter a little, but that's okay. I'm just going to come in and add whatever's on the brush, and it's going to turn it kind of that peachy color that I love that I didn't really get to do today. Oh, look at that, my friends. Look at that. Oh. Then you put some of that pearl paste on the top. I'm talking, guys. I'm talking about it, huh? Right? All right. We need more foam tape. Okay. The other fun thing about the Craft of Flowers is adding foam tape in between the layers. You can get them super duper dimensional. If you're a person like me that loves dimension, you can get a lot of dimension with these flowers, which is super duper fun. Okay. All right. Put that there, and then just going to trim this. I can put a few around. I'm not going to put one on every petal like I would like to. Just going to put it there. I'll put one more piece though, because right here doesn't have anything, and I don't want that side to kind of sink down. Okay. And then there we go. We have our beautiful, beautiful flower. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. And because I like to be prepared, I keep a bin of the essential sentiments, right? I think these are just gorgeous. I love these. I did some in the black the other day, which I think might look nice. Okay, well, hold on to that. We have our chopped up leaves that we're going to put in. Okay, so we're going to take this and let's see, trying to see how I want to position that flower. The little thing went that way. Okay, the bud actually went off the other one of the thing, but that's okay. So I want to make sure my hello has enough space and then I can trim that off, right? I don't need, oh, sorry. I don't need I can trim it off the edge. Okay. But I want to make sure I have that on there. And then I'm going to tuck that down in there because I like it when the gaps in the flowers have like a leaf or something or a cluster or something coming out. So that will go there. And then all we're going to do here, don't listen to the paper screams. They're joking. They like it. Okay. But this way, because I didn't color all the things, and then I'm going to chop this bud in half too, because I didn't color all the things. That gives me, out of one leaf cluster that we colored, I will have my 3 leaves that I want. So I actually can count the bud as one, but I can put these under here. And then what I'll do is stagger these, okay, so that I basically get an arrangement out of leaves. There we go. That's what I want. Right there, not for it to stick to my finger. But so I am so sorry, you guys, apologizing for only creating one card. I feel bad. I feel very, very bad. But it is a pretty card. It's a very pretty card. And I think, and we can wiggle this over because we can keep the hello there because we're going to trim that off. Then we just need to wiggle, we just need to get these guys in line. They need to get their act together, these leaves. Okay, so kind of put them like that, maybe. Just spread them out and then put this back and see how that looks. I can live with that. And if I can, the leaves can, LOL. Okay, I could fidget with this for like a while. So we're going to pop that on there. Now you also, right, could take your sentiment and pop it. I think your sentiment could also, because we'll trim it down, or you could put it down in the corner. You could put it up top, but I really like it when it's together, like, right, they're friends. They need each other. They're working together. So we're going to, I'm just going to move my sticky mat so I can close the drawer so I can grab the trimmer. We'll trim our sentiment. Oh, thank you, you guys. I appreciate it because I feel so horrible when when I'm not 115% for you guys. I always feel so bad. So I always want to bring the party with me, but some days feel bad turned into feed. I don't know what that means. Okay, but we created a pretty card nonetheless. So you also could do this, and I probably, if I was going to do this, I probably would use foam tape so it's up from the thing, but it would go right on the edge. But again, you can still do this, right? And you can still trim that off, which is probably what I'll do. I like to tuck things. I like to tuck them in. So I hope, let me just zoom in for you so you can see, because I don't want to lift it up. It's not all glued down yet. I hope you guys were inspired today to pull out your alcohol markers and try them with your projects that you have for um, oh, thank you, Tracy. I hope that you try your artist markers with your stamp sets, with your keyhole designs, with your tree, with your stencils, with your stencils. So we have 4 minutes. Okay, where's my spare piece of, bring me that spare piece of cardstock. Okay. Now I'm getting bossy. All right, hold on. We're going to wiggle because I still got to glue this down. So let me wiggle it out of the way. I don't know if you guys know the rumor. I live with furry people that love to cause chaos. Okay, so what you could do too, okay? Now, this might blow your mind, but isopropyl alcohol is going to make it all better, okay? So if you're looking at this and you're shrieking or dying a little bit on the inside, I understand. I probably would have too if I hadn't seen this and known how well it could clean up. Like these have artist marker on them. I'm just going to spray them with the isopropyl alcohol. It comes right off. No problem. So if this technique scares you, I'm sorry. But what you could do is you could come in and you could use, I'm just going to do a little bit of it. You could use your markers on your stencil, okay? And then maybe at a certain point, you start bringing in, so you get that like corally feel, okay? And then you're going to go down to where it's just the strawberry color, okay? So that's another thing. That's a way to use your stencils and your artist markers and look at the cool effect that you get with that. Such a cool effect, that you could do. So we started with the peachy glow. We went and put some strawberry over the peachy glow and then went to strawberry. So ombre effect with your stencils and your artist markers. And using your artist markers in any way, shape, or form is going to help you become more proficient with them because you're using them. You're understanding the feel of them in your hand, okay? And then just isopropyl alcohol, okay? And then I'll show you too my tweezers. I just want to show you. So that's what I have in my blue bottle. I have a blue bottle for this and because it's cool. And then water, I have red. Because emergencies, you need water, so it's red. And there you go, brand new tweezers, all good. Got it off my hands and everything. So isopropyl alcohol can save the day for you, my friends. So I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed the card that we made together. And I hope you like the little stencil trick. So I'd love to see in the fan group if you guys try these techniques. I would love to see them. As always, you guys are super inspiring with all of the projects that you make. Hi, yeah, guys. Oh, thank you, Geraldine. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cynthia. Polly, this time there was a mistake because we have that silly time change thing in the States. It said 4:30, but it was really 3:30, but whole thing. So we should be good next week and it should have the correct time broadcast there. So my loves, I will see you all very soon. Oh, you guys almost made me hit 80 today. I saw 80 earlier and it's 75. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you to Keisha for running the background there. And thank you to all of you for allowing us to help you craft your life. From all of us at Altenew, we appreciate you so much, and we'll see you very, very soon. Goodbye, everyone.